He's one of the founders of the Seattle Open Door Clinic. It's a mythic clinic in Seattle, the third free clinic in the United States. He's recently returned from a speaking tour in New Zealand to change their cannabis laws. He's practiced cannabinoid medicine in Santa Barbara since 2001. He's one of the co-founders of the physician certifying organization, the American Academy of Cannabinoid Medicine, formed here at HempFest over a decade ago, Dr. David Berman.
Well, it's really great to be here. I ran into Farmer Tom earlier today, and he said, I'm going to warm the crowd up for you, and he certainly did. I want to talk to you about the good and the bad and what you can do. There's an awful lot of good that's going on out there, but I think I'll end up with that. The bad really is you have somebody like Jeff Sessions, who apparently doesn't recognize that cannabis is medicine. He further doesn't recognize that the federal government has no, I say no, constitutional authority to regulate the practice of medicine. Who agrees with me on that? Well, not just us here, but in a case that was over a decade old called Gonzalez versus Raich, which unfortunately Raich lost, but the three judges on the Supreme Court that said, hey, states regulate the practice of medicine, and this BS that the federal government is regulating interstate commerce is just that. And that was Sandra Day O'Connor. She retired, she's still alive. She was an Associate Justice, the late Chief Justice Rehnquist, and Clarence Thomas. And I'm always surprised when I say something good about Clarence Thomas, but if you take a look at his dissent, it's very well done. Sandra Day O'Connor's also very well done. And it tells you why the federal government needs to keep its nose out of the state of Washington. I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember a satirist named Paul Krasner, who was the editor of a magazine called The Realist. And he wrote a piece 10 or 15 years ago in which he talked about states' rights and marijuana. And he, very tongue-in-cheek, said, states' rights isn't just for racists anymore. And, you know, we know that people like Attorney General Jeff Sessions is in love with states' rights because it allows the southern states to give anybody but Jeff Sessions a hard time. I don't know how he's going to get his head around that dichotomy. I mean, the problem is that we have been looking at the federal government being able to ignore the obvious for years. One of the things I'm kind of hopeful on is that Senator McCain will actually use cannabis to cure his glioblastoma. And we know that glioblastomas are sensitive to cannabis. We've known that since somewhere around 2002. We recently had a successful human study that was done in the UK that showed a 40% extension of lifespan for people with glioblastoma who were treated with cannabis in addition to conventional treatment. So one of the things you need to be careful of here in the state of Washington is the state has, in their effort to get more taxes out of recreational use, has tried to marginalize medical use. And as a physician who's treated over 3,000 patients with a variety of serious medical conditions, I'm appalled. How has the state of Washington interfered with people being able to get medicinal cannabis? I mean, that's because they're asking the doctor to be in violation of federal law. It's no violation for us to give a recommendation for cannabis. That's not a violation of federal law. What is if we breach patient confidentiality. The Health Information Privacy Act, HIPAA, says, no, the patient needs to give you permission. So you've got the state of Washington that says if a person is going to be a medical cannabis patient in this state, the doctor must reveal to the state what the patient's diagnosis is. And the state is basically trying to interfere with your privacy. And the doctor-patient relationship isn't just some mythical thing. I sued the Medical Board of California over there trying to override a patient's exertion of the right to privacy, and we won. It's a published decision. You need to stand up for your rights. Now, I'm running out of my time here, and I know you all got up. You're coming out today. You're going to enjoy the music. Some people are going to talk at you like I am, but you need to do more. You need to write a letter to your state assembly person, your state senator. You need to write letters to your congressman. You need to write letters to people in the Senate. The more you make yourself known, the more things are going to change for the better. And when you legalize something, as we have cannabis, regulations go into play. And the devil is in the details. You need to be careful of these regulations to make sure they're helpful rather than hurtful to your access to cannabis. And I guess the last thing I would say is a couple of things. One is I'm hawking my book here, Drugs Are Not the Devil's Tools, just hot off the presses. You'll be able to get it on Sunday at the after the doctor's panel. And the panel's got some really good docs on there if you have any interest in hearing some of the science and some of the clinical successes.
I spent 15 and a half years in the military. Took me, of course, some of the most torturous places on the planet. I suffer from, of course, TBI, PTSD, and multiple injuries. My back is made of titanium. 60% of my back is held by a cage that keeps me intact and keeps me walking. And I was on 25 medications due to physical injuries and psychological. And I came here for the sake of my brother. My brother begged me to come here. He saw what these pills were doing. It was killing me, literally killing me every day. I was dying from it, and I didn't realize it. And he talked me into coming out to Washington where we have cannabis. And if it wasn't for that cannabis, I would not be here today. I was on 25 different medications. I was almost at 22. Now I'm down to one medication because I need it for my heart to keep working. I beg you all, take care of each other. If you need it, we are out there. Us as vets, us as humanity, mankind, let's do this. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Grandma Cat Jeter from Tacoma, Washington. I treat kids with cannabis for free if they are terminally ill. You know what, if you're helping veterans,
yes,
I don't care what you call yourself. If you're legitimately helping veterans,
yes.
You know, my grandson just joined the Navy.
Wow.
And takes off in December. I'm thinking Great Lakes in December and January,
yep,
brother.
Yep.
You didn't think that one through.
Yep.
But you know, we're delighted. This is 4 generations of the firstborn in our family.
Yeah.
My son, myself, my father, and now my grandson.
Wow.
You know,
awesome.
our dedication to veterans,
yep,
is through and through.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Somewhere along the way, Grandma Cat became iconic,
yep,
for that sage elder woman,
yes,
who's ready to, you know, who really causes revolution in the end. The youngsters get it started,
yep,
but it's the babushkas out there with their rolling pins that bring it to a close, you know?
Yep.
When you've won the hearts and minds of the grandmothers, you've won the war. Yep. So, you know, I feel like Grandma Cat can be iconic in that.
The brand.
We've got a pretty significant halo going with our activism through these years. We don't have to say much about ourselves.
Yep.
Lots of parents do. So we think that can be a way, Lucy, a way of understanding standards for all of us. You know, we've come from a sketchy area. You know,
yep,
our up till now our leading thought expert in full plant extracts said make it with paint thinner, right? There's a better way, right? So you go back even further and you find the historical alcohol method, safe. You purge all that alcohol back out of it. Tastes good too, you know, keeps the whole plant. It's not cannabinoid combing.
Yep.
It's full plant extract. Oh, wait a minute. I need a hug. Are you giving out hugs? Oh, it is never HempFest unless I've seen you. Oh, goodness. What are they going to do when you and I quit coming to HempFest? Who knows? Well, hopefully there'll be someone there to take our place. Take care.
I hope to have some music.
Yeah, I'm heading down to main stage.
The main stage is rap.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't get to choose.
I know.
You know, I don't get how my generation, baby boomers,
Yeah.
go, I hate hip hop. What? You know, hip hop pays so much homage to the music of my salad days, right? I'm always hearing Stevie Winwood or Stevie Wonder,
Yep.
you know, being sampled underneath somebody's rhymes. Hell, you know, coming up with it on the fly. Word up, dude. Or
Yep.
lady, you know,
Yep.
diva. I'm down with what it takes, and I tell you what, I totally love battle rap.
Yes.
You know, let's go old school, hardcore, up front, nose to nose. Yeah, this is what we do.
Yep.
Children with cancer,
Yep.
by the time they're allowed to use cannabis,
Yep.
you know, their parents are bankrupt.
Yep.
The healthcare system is designed that way.
Yep.
You're going to be choosing whether you feed your other two or pay for the meds for
Yep.
this one tonight. That is an unfair choice. That's a false flag designed to turn us against each other in a land of abundance. And I don't buy that. You know, it's a freaking plant. And I've got a network of farmers who are happy to help me to tell parents who are hearing the worst news of their life, no, there's someone here who isn't worried about what your lifetime limits are.
Yep.
I mean, it's just such an immoral choice.
Yes.
That you're forcing parents to make. Spread the word. Cannabis saves lives. You can make a difference by telling people. Spread the word. Cannabis saves lives. This is Grandma Cat Jeter from Tacoma, or from Seattle HempFest main stage. Cannabis saves lives. You can do it.